Hey guys, and welcome back to Mad About Skin. If you're new to our channel, welcome. Here at Mad About Skin, we are passionate about helping you to get the most out of your skincare. So if you haven't already, now's a great time to subscribe, ring the bell, and you won't miss out on any of our future uploads. Today's video is going to be all you need to know about exfoliation. How to do it, what products to use, how to match the product to your skin type, and any do's and don'ts that I think are important in getting the best out of your exfoliation routine. Make sure you watch right the way through to the end because I'm going to be sharing with you what I think are my holy grail exfoliators. We're going to break it down by skin type. So if you're oily, this is for you. If you're dry, absolutely fine. If you're super sensitive and think, I can never exfoliate my skin, wrong. We're going to be breaking these products down and we're going to be helping you to understand which ones work for you and which ones don't. If you've got any questions on the back of it, make sure you leave them in the comments below. I always answer all the comments that we're given in these videos. So if you've got any further questions that aren't addressed here, leave it in the comments and I'll get on and I'll give you the answers that you need. So, exfoliation. Right, well at its basis, what exfoliation is removing the top layers of the skin to reveal the vibrant, the fresh, the luminous skin that sits below. It's one of the key ways of reducing things like hyperpigmentation, dullness in the skin. If you've got really dry skin, often that's because you're hanging on, you're clinging on to those dead skin cells at the surface, which makes your skin appear drier than it is, and also means those products have to work twice as hard to seep below that, so you're not getting the hydration you need. All these things can in part be resolved by a good exfoliation routine. So first thing I want to make clear, everybody benefits from exfoliation. There is nobody out there, unless you are explicitly told by your dermatologist, that cannot benefit from the addition of an exfoliant in their skincare routine. There are hundreds of them, so what I'm going to do is break it down and make it easy to understand of which ones you need in your skincare. I think first things first, let's do the do's and don'ts. We're keeping this quick because this is the boring part, but we'll keep it quick because I think it's important that we get the sort of the basic rules in place with exfoliation. So first of all, do make sure you use the product that is suitable for your skin type. There are hundreds of different types of exfoliant and you need to match the one that you use with your skin type. A lot of people get taken in by influencers, by celebrities, what the it product is, what the key brand is, and that's wrong. Different people have different skin types. It's personal to you. Make sure you're using the right one, and I'll explain which one is right for you in the video, but use the right one for your skin type. Second don't is don't overpay for an exfoliant. I see loads of it. There's some gorgeous products out there, don't get me wrong, but they're in the $100 price point. You don't need to spend that much money on an exfoliant. You can get, and most of the ones I'm recommending today are under that £10, $15 price point. I don't think you need to be spending more than that on a good exfoliant. So save your money and invest that in your active ingredients, which are the things that are going to repair the skin later on in your skincare routine. A big do for me is always wear sunscreen. So obviously you're going to be taking off that dead, lifeless skin, revealing the fresh, new skin underneath. New skin hasn't built up a tolerance to the sun, so it's more susceptible to cellular damage. It's more susceptible to sun damage. If you don't wear a SPF, there is no point to exfoliating because what you're going to be doing is damaging that new skin that you've just brought to the front, and as a result, it's going to become dull, lifeless, and then ultimately you risk things like melanoma, permanent damage, scarring, hyperpigmentation. All these things, not good. So definitely make sure you've got your SPF in order before you embark on a skincare routine which involves an exfoliant. That's the boring bit. Let's get into which exfoliants work and for who. So, exfoliants, I think at the basic, I'll try and make it as simple as possible, are broken down into three categories, which are the alpha hydroxy acids, AHAs, the beta hydroxy acids, BHAs, and the others, those that don't fit into those two categories. Lots of the modern day exfoliants are plant-based. So if you're living a plant-based vegan lifestyle and that's what you want, there's absolutely going to be an exfoliator out for you, and I'll point these out for you. You might just need to make sure that you choose the right brand because sometimes they might put some animal derivatives in to support the ingredient. But if you pick the right brand, there's absolutely a vegan alternative out there for everybody. There's some fantastic cruelty-free versions out there as well, which I think is really important. So, let's work out which acid or which exfoliant you want to include in your routine and then shop around for the best product that fits your lifestyle choices. So first of all, alpha hydroxy acids. So the most common one is what I did a review on, the Pixi Glow Tonic. This is a cult product. loads of influencers recommending it. You've got loads of celebrities endorsing it. And this is an alpha hydroxy acid. This is a glycolic acid based exfoliator. The one I prefer to use, which is exactly the same, is the Ordinary. I choose the Ordinary because it's a cheaper price point. It's not as expensive. I think Pixi's up there in price. The Ordinary, same thing, cheaper. But it's personal preference. A glycolic acid, I think, is the basic exfoliator that most skin types can get on with. If you're combination, if you're dry, glycolic acid is the go-to exfoliant. So glycolic acid beyond breaking down those bonds which are holding the dead skin onto your fresh skin underneath. It also has a hydrating element, so not all acids are stripping. Glycolic acid also will hydrate the skin. So on top of obviously still going to need your serums and your moisturizers, but it's not going to be as drying as some other exfoliants. So I know a lot of people with dry skin avoid exfoliating because they're worried it's just going to dry the skin out further. A glycolic acid won't do that, so get a good glycolic acid into your skin routine. Not going to be applicable, I don't feel, for the for those with super sensitive skin. Glycolic acid will create a little redness, a little tingling, maybe a little peeling in those that are super sensitive. So if you are super sensitive, put those away. I go for a mandelic acid. So mandelic acid isn't a alpha and it isn't an AHA in the traditional sense. Mandelic acid is a less known exfoliator. It takes a little bit longer to work for you to see the effects, but the pH is more balanced with the skin. So what you'll find is it doesn't create that quite intense irritation and things. The Ordinary, I haven't got one myself because I don't use it. I prefer a glycolic acid, but I'll put a link there to the Ordinary mandelic acid, which is a gorgeous product. Again, under £10. And is a really, really fantastic product for those with sensitive skin. You're going to be able to see that fresher skin come through. It'll help with aging, and it's a much more gradual process, so you might not get the harsh redness, peeling and irritation that you can get with the glycolic acid. If you want to go for a glycolic acid, like I say, I would recommend the Ordinary 7% toning solution. Fantastic, great price point, great product. Mandelic acid for those with a more sensitive skin and maybe more prone to irritation. If you want to go somewhere if you want to use an AHA, so you want to use an alpha hydroxy acid, but you've got more acneic skin, I'd normally recommend salicylic acid, but that doesn't agree with everyone. So if you tried salicylic acid, it doesn't work. A really good AHA, which will help with breakouts and clogged pores, is lactic acid. Again, not something I use because I prefer salicylic acid for the days where I'm clogged, but lactic acid is fantastic. It is antimicrobial, so what it's going to do is help to draw out that bacteria that's in the pores, and it's going to be causing those blackheads, whiteheads and breakouts. So lactic acid is fantastic. It's somewhere in between the glycolic acid, which I think is the strongest and most likely to cause irritation, but is also the most effective, and the mandelic acid, which is the gentler. Takes longer for it to become effective. I don't want to say less effective. It's somewhere in the middle. So it's a really, really fantastic product, is lactic acid. It's an absolutely fantastic product, and is particularly good for people that have breakouts, adult acne, things like that really help. I do get a common question saying lactic sounds very similar to milk products. So a lot of people are lactose intolerant and say, is it the same? Is it the same thing? Am I going to be allergic? No. It's different, so don't panic if that's the case. I do always recommend with all products that you would patch test behind the ear, make sure that you don't have an allergic reaction, because just because you're not allergic to one product, you might be allergic to another. So always patch test, but no, the two don't go hand in hand, so don't let that be a barrier for you trying that. The Ordinary product, again, really good price point. There are some bougier alternatives, and Paula's Choice do a fantastic one. I just think I don't think this should be the most expensive element in your routine. So stick the Ordinary lactic acid is absolutely fine. So that's for people. AHAs, I think, are for people with predominantly dry combination skin. Mandelic acid for people with sensitive, maybe reactive skin. What happens if you have super oily, breakout prone, acneic skin? Well, I think the number one most fabulous product and go-to is salicylic acid. It is totally different to a AHA. It's a BHA, so it works. AHAs are water soluble. BHAs are much more oil soluble, so what you'll get is it'll draw that oil out of the skin. It'll help to remove the excess oil that you're going to be getting, and it's going to help to control the level of sebum production, which then leads to breakouts, blockages and clogged pores. On top of that, it will also be breaking those bonds, melting those bonds that are holding the dead skin onto the fresh skin underneath, so you're going to get that exfoliation. So it's sort of a dual purpose. It's a fantastic product, is salicylic acid. There's loads and loads of different ones out there. I think the key here is the percentage. So you want to go for a 2%. In whatever you look, 2% is really the gold standard in salicylic acid. That'll give you maximum benefits with less irritation than anything stronger. I've got a couple that I recommend for you. I really like the Inculist. I've done a review on the Inculist on my channel, so check that out. But the Inculist salicylic acid, really good product. I like it because it's it allows you to you can either apply it to the whole face if you want an all over face exfoliation, but if you've got zits or areas of clogged pores, it is gel-like enough that you can put it on that area. I use it on my nose and it'll stick there, it'll stay there and it won't slip, it won't slide. So that is fantastic. The Inculist salicylic acid, really good product. It's actually not called salicylic acid, it's called BHA. It's exactly the same. Salicylic acid is the ingredient, but if you're looking out for that, the Inculist BHA, fantastic. Nip Fab, really good company. Love this product. This is their 2% salicylic fix concentrate. So this is more of a serum than the glycolic acid one was a wipe on, wipe off solution. This is a salicylic acid. This is a serum. Beautiful product, really good. Again, I can't really show you properly, but the consistency is more gel-like, which I really like. Again, lets you target the areas you want to without it running all over like some do. So this, absolutely fantastic product. Again, leave on. All of these so far have been leave on. I think that's a really key thing for your exfoliant. You don't want to be washing it off. It needs time to do the work. So all of these leave on, which is fantastic. Finally, for people that would like an ordinary product, the Ordinary, where is it? I haven't got it here, but the Ordinary do a salicylic acid as well. Again, very similar to these. They're all under £10 here in the UK, so all well under that $15 point. So it's a really good price point. So salicylic acid doesn't need to break the bank. It's cheap, it's affordable, and it's super effective for people with oily, acneic skin. You get the benefits of this reduction in sebum production, but also the exfoliation in the fresh skin underneath. Goes without saying that I wouldn't recommend salicylic acid to anyone with dry or reactive skin. If you've got sensitive skin, it's going to dry the hell out of your skin and really, really irritate. If you've got dry skin already, it's going to exacerbate it and make it even worse. So it's not appropriate for those skin types, but absolutely for people with oily, acneic skin, it is fantastic. Those are what I class as the two groups. There is another type of exfoliant, which you'll notice amongst these, I haven't recommended a manual exfoliant. These are all chemical based. A manual exfoliant is when you get something like rice kernel, or you might get nut shell or something in a product, and you work in, and the actual physical nature scrubs the skin off, the top layer of the skin off. Apricot scrub by St. Ives is one of the really common ones of that. I don't like them as a product. I think they are far too harsh on our skin. All these products are suitable for use daily. I think that's really important because I like my skincare routine to stay the same every single day, so I remember to do it. I don't want to remember when I've got to use one product, not use a product, switch product out. That's not me. I can't work like that. I need it daily. So these are daily products. I don't think it's safe to use a manual scrub, polish, they come in various different names, on your skin. What that does is, because you're not controlling or aware of the pressure that you're putting on, one person might do a light touch, one person might think they're doing a light touch, but they're actually scrubbing the hell out of the skin. What those tiny beads do is they can tear the skin, they can puncture the skin, they can irritate the skin. And when your skin is compromised like that, obviously you risk infection, which isn't good. But the main thing is it creates inflammation. Inflammation can then lead to hyperpigmentation, which is kind of one of the things you're trying to get rid of. You want your skin to look better as a result of your exfoliation. You don't want it to look red, it shouldn't look sore, it shouldn't look peely. Those are things that in suggesting that your product is too strong. So I wouldn't recommend a manual scrub whatsoever. If you're using one now, put it down, move it to one side and move on to a chemical. Promise me that, because you'll get better results, much better results, and it's much safer for the skin. If it's quite difficult to transition from something that is a scrub. So you know it's working because it's scrubbing. That's quite, as humans, we're engineered to enjoy that sensation. So it's quite hard to move from that through to a chemical, which is actually just wipe on and leave it there. You might get a mild tingling, but nothing more. Don't feel like it's working. So when you're transitioning, some people do find it quite difficult and want an element of abrasion to their product. If that's you, that's absolutely fine. Try an enzyme exfoliator. So enzyme exfoliators work slightly different to the acids. So the acids are breaking those bonds, melting those bonds, holding the dead skin onto the fresh skin underneath. Enzymes, in effect, eat away at that. So they'll eat away at those bonds, the glue that's holding them onto the skin, and release the dead skin, giving you fresh, glowing skin underneath. So enzyme exfoliates are hard to find, particularly here in the UK. I find them really hard to find. They're available, they're out there. Indeed do a fantastic one, I'll link it there. They do a fantastic rice enzyme exfoliant. It is a bit up there in price. It's £22 here in the UK, so it'll be around $30 in the US. So it's up there in price point. They tend to be more expensive. I think that's because there's not quite the market for them, so they don't sell in the same quantities that they do, that the chemical ones do. But I think it's more that these products are quite hard to engineer and they are quite hard to manufacture. So bear that in mind. But you will get a little bit more of a gritty sensation when you're using it. It's not as damaging as other manual exfoliants, and for people that like that sensation, it is quite good, and they're very effective as exfoliants. So you might want to try out an enzyme exfoliant, but it's very separate to the acids that we've talked about today. So there are others out there. You know, we haven't touched on Salicylic Acid, which is a different type of acid, particularly good for anti-aging and things like that, but I wanted to keep it as simple as possible. So I would say if you're dry or your combination, glycolic acid is your friend. If you're oily, salicylic acid is the go-to. If you're sensitive, mandelic acid will sort it out. If you want an element of abrasion to your exfoliant, go for an rice enzyme exfoliant. So I think that's what I'd say is the basics. Now, what for you guys, and I know you're out there that don't want to add this every single day, there are alternatives. So I've prepared a few that I would recommend. So the first one is the ordinary. Do a salicylic acid. So again, good if you've got oily skin, acneic skin. The ordinary salicylic acid mask. It's a 2% mask. It's reasonably strong. You do put it on, take it off. This I would use, because you are leaving it on in a higher concentration, I would probably use this once or twice a week. So for people that just want to exfoliate once or twice a week, the ordinary salicylic mask, really good for people with acneic skin. If you want to just do once a week, so you're one of these people that says, do you know what, I'm going to do my exfoliation on a Sunday night, then I'll look fresh for the week, I want my skin to look on fleek for the week, and that's enough for me. I've done a review on this in my channel, so it's going to be no surprise to you guys that I recommend it, but the ordinary AHA 30%, BHA 2% peeling solution, this is amazing for people that don't want a daily exfoliator. It does tingle, it's strong. This product is strong, and it will strip away all that dead skin cells in one go for you. Fantastic, but it is strong. So not suitable for people with sensitive skin, very, very good for people with combination skin, because it's got the AHA, the glycolic acid, and the salicylic acid in there. So if bits of you are greasy, bits of you are dry, this does the lot. So it's fantastic. Really good for people with acneic skin, because it's got that salicylic acid in. So definitely recommend that. If you are super dry, I'm not sure this will be the product for you. I think just stick to a glycolic acid only toning solution. But for combination of oily people, this is fantastic. I've done a review on my channel, so check it out if you want more information on this. There you go, guys. Exfoliation. I don't want to overcomplicate this. I don't think we need to overcomplicate this. I think you just need to know the right product to use. I've recommended a few, glycolic acid. You've got the ordinary toning solution. You've got the Pixi Glow Tonic, both fantastic. Salicylic acid, I'd go for the Nip Fab Concentrate or the Inculist. Both really good price points. And if you want something more specialised, something a bit more niche, like the Mandelic acid, the ordinary is the one for you. Don't just take my word for it. Do some research online, because I'm not just the only resource. Hopefully you find this super informative, but do your research online. I will always say you should never, I guess this is my final point, you should never ever exfoliate compromised, open, or should we say medically compromised skin. So if you've got rosacea, if you've got dermatitis, you've got eczema, those things which are medically there's a medical imbalance in the skin, I would speak to your professional, speak to your dermatologist so they can assess you in person to make sure that what you're using is right, because you don't want any of these products to exacerbate this. This video is very much aimed at people that have, I don't want to say uncomplicated skin because everyone's skin is complicated, but don't have a medical condition that they're trying to treat. So that is very separate. So speak to a professional. But hopefully you find this interesting, guys. In the link, let me get my words out. In the comments below, let me know what exfoliator you use. There's some really bougie ones out there. The Good Genes by Sunday Riley is a gorgeous lactic acid exfoliator. I love it. It's $100. I'm not going to recommend it to you guys because it's cheaper out there, but it's gorgeous. Paula's Choice do some fantastic. Ola Hendrickson does some amazing ones. There's some really good bougie products out there, and I'd love to know if you use any of them. I don't want to recommend them now because I prefer to stick to the cheaper dupes, but if you've got the money to spend and you're a skincare junkie, let me know. I'd love to know which ones you use. Similarly, give this video a thumbs up. Hopefully you saw our video where we've reached 500 subscribers, which is amazing and just fantastic. And I'm so grateful for all the support we've been given. And hopefully we'll continue to grow. So if you thumbs up, that'll really help us. And we'll see you in the next video, guys. Take care. Bye.